going on? It's Justin Murphy, and I'm at the CAYA podcast where you come as you are.
People smile in your face, but they had to destroy you. If you give, they'll take. Niggas had to destroy you. You ain't gotta listen, just don't say I ain't on you. Cause I'm just trying to tell you that they had to destroy you.
Welcome to another episode of the CAYA podcast, where we come as we are, and this is episode 8. Man, I'm joined along with my beautiful co-host, man, Narissa Watson, a.k.a. Tuda, y'all.
What's up, y'all? Guess what? I am back, and Merry Christmas. This is episode 8. Listen, we got something so special in store for you guys. Thank y'all for joining us again. Shane, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, baby. Hold on. Merry Christmas, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. Better sing. Go ahead.
But, man, we got a very special guest in the building, man, you know what I'm saying? And this one right here is personal, you know what I'm saying? He's very personal to me, you know what I'm saying? And I will not play no games about him. I will not take no disrespect about him, you know what I'm saying? And he'll let y'all know that, you know what I'm saying? So, CAYA podcast, man, we want to welcome JUSTYN Murphy to the podcast, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to let him introduce himself, and he gonna tell y'all a little more about him and where he's from, you know what I'm saying? So JUSTYN Murphy, man, we want to appreciate you for coming, man. And,
Yes.
we welcome you to the CAYA podcast, man.
Welcome.
What up? I'm JUSTYN Murphy, from Memphis, Tennessee originally. Currently reside in Jackson, Tennessee with my wife and 2 beautiful boys. And I'm down here in Memphis spending the holidays with my family.
Okay. So, you currently living in Jackson right now.
Yeah.
What was the transition?
Well, I moved from Memphis when I was 18. I took a correctional job at a correctional facility in Nashville, Tennessee. Riverbend Maximum Security Facility, and started there when I was 18. I left there in 2017. I think it was 2017. And I took another job, and then in 2018, I took a year off from corrections, and in 2018, I took another correctional job, which was in Whiteville, Tennessee. So if you add all that up, I was probably doing corrections for like 6 years, probably, if you add it up. And it's who I am today. But I don't do corrections now. But yeah, that's the transition.
Okay. Kind of a little bit elaborate on, you know what I'm saying, how was it being a correctional officer, and, you know what I'm saying, for the knuckleheads out here who feel like they can go out here and do trouble, but think that they can always do the time. You know what I'm saying? Just elaborate on that, and you know what I'm saying, maybe you can help somebody out. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I was happy to see how it is for somebody who is. Like I said, I was 18 when I started, but I was happy to see somebody who was my age incarcerated, because I actually saw a young fella. He was 20 and he was on death row. You know, Riverbend is the only facility in Tennessee that houses death row inmates. But I got a chance to talk to this guy. You know, he basically told me he didn't regret anything that he did. You know, he knows why he is where he was that day. And so that was an eye-opener for me. But it was always other cats that were younger than me or my age, or maybe just a year older than me. I mean, you still doing the stuff that you would do on the streets, you know. Excuse me. Extortion exists in the penitentiary, of course. Robbery exists in the penitentiary. Just about any crime you can do on the streets may exist in the penitentiary. Yeah. But for me, I was glad to see all of these things, because I would know how to respond to it, you know. And if any chance I was given to where I could talk to somebody who was my age or younger than me or a little bit older than me, like, man, look, you got to chill out, only because you cycling yourself. Why? You know what I'm saying? If you got kids, I was on you, because I got kids. And for me, it was all about a respect thing. And it was plenty of situations where cats older than me or cats younger than me or my age, you know, they wanted to see what Murphy was about. And I was given the opportunity to show you what Murphy was about. And I think it took maybe 3 situations to where I didn't even have to show you what Murphy was about again. You know, when I first started corrections, I was, like I said, I was 18, and I had a situation where I didn't handle it right. You know, the situation could have went south, and I could have got terminated, but it wasn't enough to lead to that. But you know, the situation happened with my older brother. You know, I was a little hyped about, like, yeah, but you know, that ain't what's important. But you know, I had downtime to think about the situation and be like, man, you know, you can't do that again, because you know, you could get fired, you can get sued. But you know, I took that downtime and I said, I'm gonna do this differently, and I took it differently. I did things differently. I wanted promotions. I wanted better for myself, and I started doing that because it was a certain way that I talked, and you know, I wanted to up myself. I wanted to level myself up, and so I said, man, well, I can't talk like this in front of the suit and tie people, or I can't sit in a very important meeting and expect to elaborate on the situation, and the only thing they can hear is my tone, how I talk, you know. So I got rid of the slang. I got rid of that. You know, it's not that I was trying to be different. It's only because, you know, I wanted you to know, hey, I'm here. You see what I'm saying? Right. I earned the right to be here, and I never let the situation get out of my hands. You know, if it was a situation where an inmate was getting mistreated or whatnot, I never let that happen. You know, I don't care if white or black. I never did that. You know, right is right, wrong is wrong. I'm that way inside, and I was that way on the outside.
Okay, so look, I like where this interview going so far.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell this is gonna be a very nice interview. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
But before we go any further, you know what I'm saying, we got a trend. We have this
tradition.
There you go. I'm sorry, man. Look,
I got you.
Man, look, where would you be without a woman? You know what I'm saying? But we have this tradition that we do on the CAYA podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we try to make sure if we don't figure out what the guests like, you know what I'm saying, we try to have it for them. But if not, we just try to, you know what I'm saying, present them with a gift anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let Tuda take this thing on out, and, you know what I'm saying, we're going to let you know what the CAYA got for you, man.
Okay.
First of all, you told him we had a gift, and it could have been anything. It could have been some food, a snack, or anything.
Yeah.
However, anyway, so as he said, we have a special gift. Now, first of all, it's Christmas. Okay, people? Merry Christmas once again. I'm super excited. This is my favorite time of the year. But we wanted to make sure that you felt loved and welcome, Justin.
Definitely.
And we just want to give you a token of our love. So you can open this now. You can open it later.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully it's a blessing to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You are very, very welcome. Thank you for coming to the CAYA.
Most definitely.
Oh, yeah. Did we give him his hand clap when we first
I think I did, but I'm giving some more.
That man deserves a hand clap, man.
I agree.
That man deserves a hand clap.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But, man, you know what I'm saying? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell, you know, growing up with you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're my younger brother.
Yeah.
And your twin Jalen.
Yeah.
I want to pick up back on y'all, too, when we come back from this commercial, y'all.
Okay.
So, CAYA Podcast, I want to thank y'all for watching. Y'all stay tuned after this commercial. welcome back to the CAYA podcast, where we come as we are. I hope y'all enjoyed this sponsor/commercial, man, by BU901. You know what I'm saying? Her link will be in the description, y'all. It was BU901. So, I wanted to elaborate on you and your twin. You know what I'm saying? The way we all were raised. You know, we were brought up, you know what I'm saying, different from others. Everybody got their story, you know what I'm saying? But just to see you and your growth where you are right now, to see him and his growth where he is right now, you know, y'all having kids, you know what I'm saying, and the things that y'all kids have done for y'all, you know what I'm saying? So I want to bring him in too, just for a split second after I ask you this, but I want you to name, even if it's just one or two, whatever you want to do it. I want you to name a couple of things that your kids have made better for you.
Okay. Well, maturity, I'll say my mindset is completely different. I'm not selfish like that. You know, at first it was just about me. Shoes, video games. I worked and stuff still. Don't get me wrong. I did what I was supposed to do. But I think for me, like kids, man, that was like, it put a half point in things, and I took things a lot seriously. You know, relationship with their mom, my wife, I took that situation very, very serious. And it wasn't, I didn't choose to stay with her because we had kids. I chose to stay with her because, you know, I loved her. I wanted to stay with her. You know, it's no sense in repeating a cycle. You know, no offense to anybody else. You know, but I believe in family. You know, I believe in kids being in one home, dad and mom being in one home. I believe in it because it makes the situation stronger. Yeah. And anything besides that, turmoil can exist. And so, you know, with our situation, you know, our mom and our dad, no fault to anybody, but I just wanted that. And she did too. So, you know, we got married after my oldest son, but it was always something that was a topic for us, you know, to get married. But then came our second child. So for me to be like, okay, well, I got to cut down some stuff. It ain't just about me, or it ain't just about Erica. But it's a lot of things I did back in the day that I don't do now. You can't pay me to go hang out with nobody. Like, I'm at home. I'm at work and I'm at home. Like, when I got my car, when I bought it, I had like 6,000 miles, and I'm just now getting to like 90-some thousand miles. And I got the car like 3 or 4 years ago. It's just, I wanted a repeating cycle, and family is the best repeating cycle for me.
Okay. I want you to stay on it right there.
Yeah.
Let me bring Jalen on over here real fast. I want you to come on over here, little bro. Yeah, come on over here, little bro.
Go play with your block.
You can let him sit right there real fast. You just, yeah. What's up, man? Welcome to the CAYA podcast.
What's going
man?
on, CAYA podcast?
Welcome.
Happy to be back.
And what y'all don't know is, man, this man do so much work behind the scenes. Like, these cameras y'all see rolling right now, and like they wouldn't even be rolling right there if it wasn't for him, man. You know what I'm saying?
Clap. Jalen get his hand clap.
Yeah, he rolling these cameras.
He helps us out a lot. We're so grateful.
Music videos, like whatever he can help me out with, you know what I'm saying? He there for me, you know what I'm saying? So, like I asked, man, you know how we were brought up, how we were raised and things like that. Just like I said, to see y'all both having kids, you know what I'm saying? I want you to name me, you know, a couple of things that your kid, your child, your beautiful daughter has done for the better for you.
My patience. My patience was real thin before I had a daughter, and I had to learn the effect of everything probably wasn't gonna go my way when I wanted it to and how I wanted it to, but the birth of her actually allowed me to have patience with a lot of stuff. So that was the probably top factor of my child helping me with anything. Is just patience. You know, you're going to have the love for your child. The love will be there. You're going to have... everybody ain't got patience. Like my patience was real thin with a lot of stuff. But my daughter taught me patience.
Okay. That's what's up, man. It seems like the only person who missing is me. Like, what my children at?
Man, you gotta put the work in, bro.
I'm not sure what that means.
But I do know, you know what I'm saying, God.
I'm not sure what that means.
God has his hands in everything, you know what I'm saying. God know when it's time, and you know what I'm saying. If God want to present me with a beautiful child, I know it's what it's gonna be. I know I'll make an amazing father. But you know what I'm saying, I'm just cooling right now, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he ain't lying. God, like you said, when God ready, you will be ready. You know what I'm saying. So everything work out the way it's supposed to. So.
Well, Jalen, man, I want to thank you, man, for coming on back on the stage, man.
Yeah, man, it feel good to be back. It feel good to be back for a hot 8 seconds, but yeah, I'm always glad to be here. Yeah, whenever, however.
So we glad to have you, man. Look, old Justin over there, he over there doing his dad and uncle slash thing. Come on over here back on stage,
these
boy.
Murphy boys, something serious. I just gotta tell y'all.
But baby, you got some?
I do. So your introduction was what it was.
Yeah.
However, I know that I'm interested in our guests, our people, our fans are interested in who is JUSTYN Murphy. Like, we know that you Shane brother.
Yeah.
But we don't know who you are before the children, before the wife. Like, who is JUSTYN Murphy?
Well,
I was gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it.
I want to take it back to, you know, before I left Memphis. I mean, we all got our dirt. We all got our things that, you know, we want to say we regret, but you really can't, because it's what helped you get to where you are today. And, you know, my past just is that, you know, I ain't gonna say I'm just this bad guy, but, you know, there are some people that for a while I feel like I didn't meet, but I'm glad I did. Only because I used them as an instrument for me to always remember when I did have a downtime, hey, he said this or she said that. So I was able to prove people wrong in a certain way. But who I was before I had kids or before my wife, I was somebody that I'm not ashamed, you know. I'm not.
It's okay to let him shake your head, mama. Like, oh my God, I was a mess.
I mean, for a while I was blind, you know. For a while I was like very, very blind. All I cared about was shoes, you know, cars, rims. I still care about rims, still care about shoes. But, you know,
materialistic boy.
I would worry about when the next video game was dropping, you know.
Not materialistic, but you know what I'm saying, he does have he's a very high maintenance guy. So if you dealing with him, man, you gotta come on with it.
But I was somebody who was looking for a way, and you know, when the job opportunity presented itself for me to move to Nashville, I took it, man, because I didn't have I was still at home with my mom, and I was working at Nike warehouse, and don't get me wrong, no salt to nobody, but warehouse ain't where it is. You know, you gotta figure out a way to be productive, you know, do something that matters to not just yourself, but to everybody else. And I always want to be that person that cares about what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I care about other people's safety. For some odd reason, I just do. But I needed somewhere to go. I needed a path, a straight path. And don't get me wrong, when I moved, I still did like knucklehead things for a little bit, you know, and there's not an X I regret. There's not a road I regret going down. Like I said earlier, you know, it's made me who I am today.
That's what's up, JUSTYN. And that I actually have another question for you, but listen, we'll be right back, y'all, after these messages, after this sponsorship. Thank you for joining us at the CAYA. Hey guys, my name is Narissa, and I am the founder and CEO of Make Me Beautiful. So Make Me Beautiful pretty much is an organization, nonprofit organization that I started that pretty much the goal is to inspire, to uplift, to help people love themselves. It's good for mental health. It's good to just pamper yourself and to love on yourself, because if you can't love yourself, then it'll be hard to love others. So These are the boxes that I am working on. Well, this is one of the boxes that I'm working on. Hope that you guys can see it really, really well. It says, "You are the God that works wonders," and that's Psalms, I can barely see that, 77, 13, and 14. So this box is just to inspire this young lady just to keep going and know that God is with her. And you know, it's really nice. It has a little pampering stuff in it, little things she can do her nails. It has perfume, a loofah, which I just found out what they was, but it's a loofah. Just little oils and things, and books where she can journal. So the goal that I try to go for is I have these affirmation cards. Like, I have so many different affirmation cards. So these cards just have all kind of different sayings on them. Be happy, be bright, be you, be brave, and keep going. Like, the whole message is to just be inspired. Like, in these times, it's really, really hard. People are lonely, people are hurting, people feel just isolated because of the pandemic and just because of their own personal reasons. So my goal is just to help people feel uplifted and to feel loved, and first love themselves so they can recognize what real love looks like. Because sometimes when we're caught up in our own mess, we don't really realize it. So and we also may be pushing away people who actually truly love us because we don't really know how to recognize love. So anyway, these cards are amazing. These just on a few of them that I have. I have multiple cards, but I do have other boxes that I am working on. These aren't quite finished, but I am working on these as well. And they have little booklets in them, and polishes and lip glosses and lotions. And it's really like a pampering box. Like, love yourself, treat yourself, make yourself feel good. So if you guys are interested in these boxes, or just, you know, have a concern or whatever, you know, feel free to reach out to me. I'm working on my website right now, so it's not quite done, but you can reach me on Facebook on Narissa Watson. Also, I have an email at makemebeautiful2020@gmail.com. You can always inbox me. Also, you can always reach me at 901-643-4611. So, guys, be inspired, feel loved, love you, be the best version of yourselves, and keep going. Have a good night. Hey guys, welcome back to the CAYA. I hope you guys enjoyed that special commercial, because it was yours truly, me, Make Me Beautiful. I was explaining my affirmation boxes. Your information will be in the description if you are interested in purchasing. Thank you guys so much. So before we went to break, Justin was describing how safety was important to him. So I guess I was wondering, do you think that that's what kind of brought you into the point of wanting to do like corrections, or even further in your career in law enforcement? Do you think that because that's your personality, like you want to make people feel safe and that you care about them, that you chose that path?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't care about nobody's safety when I was 18. I cared about, you know, people that were close to me, my family, but, you know, it was hard for me to care about somebody else because I didn't know if they cared about me. But it wasn't until I started corrections, because I had to be responsible for everybody else. I had to be responsible for this inmate, that inmate, you know, and I saw a guy hang himself before. You know, I came in and seen guys dead before, and depending on the situation, you might get blamed for that, you know, because they on your watch.
Wow.
So, you know, I'm going to 100% agree with the fact that is what helped me to care about other people's safety, because you never know what people are going through mentally.
That's true. And so, mentioning mental, so you're 18.
Yeah.
You made a big move. You were in this brawl in the correction facility. What did that do to your mental health? Like, I know that had to be crazy to just, you're 18. You know what I'm saying? You probably never actually seen, or maybe you have, I don't know, but seen somebody shot or killed or, you know, committed suicide. Like, what did that do to your mental?
Seeing somebody commit suicide, I would say it's never better to see it, but honestly, it's better to see it like outside of working somewhere where
You don't have to be every day.
you don't have to be every day, because if you don't respond to it the right way while you're at work,
Yeah.
then they're gonna feel like you're not fit for the job.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And that's just like, if you were on a police force somewhere, you see somebody get shot, or you end up shooting somebody, you gotta respond to it. You gotta act like, not saying it didn't happen, but you still have a job to do. And so in cases like where I come in and the guy done hung himself, still got a job to do. Go grab that knife and cut him down.
You had to cut the man down?
Cut him down.
Justin? Oh, no.
Got a suicide knife. If you hang yourself, get the knife, go cut him down.
So what does that do to a young 18-year-old's mind? Like seeing it, like what does that do to a young man's mind? Like
It can do a lot of things, but a lot of things that it could do, you got to pick one. So the best thing I picked out of all those things it could have done was to take it and roll with it. Only because it was times where it happened day after day after day. I ain't really had time to adjust to it like that. And I'm not saying that it affects me mentally. I'm just glad I'm still here. Even though I feel like greater days are when we go beyond this earth, I still do feel like I'm still blessed to be here. Because like I said, I could be in this person's shoes that decided to hang himself because he can't handle what is being dealt to him. But where it put me at mentally, man, it was some nights I took it home and I thought about it. Yeah, but
That's what I'm wondering.
right.
I didn't lose sleep though. I didn't. Like I thought about it on the way home. Like, cause some of these cats I knew, like I related to them, and I had conversations with them, and I'm like, man, why you do that? But if he talking to me the day before, like everything is all good, and the next thing you know, I come in the morning time and he hanging from the ceiling, it wasn't all good. And a lot of times you might not know what this incarcerated person is thinking. You ain't gonna know. And I tried to put myself in these fellas' shoes before when I was doing this, but it's hard, man. You can't put yourself in their shoe. You can't. You have to relate to them the best as you can. Mm-hmm. And I did.
I'm gonna ask you one question. I'm gonna let two to do a thing. It don't matter what age you are. Like we all have things that keep us going. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We all have our own type of motivation.
Yeah.
But everybody's careers aren't the same. So by you being 18 and you're experiencing that type of atmosphere at a young age, like what kept you going? Like why?
Well, when I was 18, it was all about me because I am nobody else. But I knew that bills had to be paid, and I didn't want to quit that job and go somewhere and work somewhere else that did not provide the funds that this job did. So he was like, man, I'm either quit this job or go work somewhere else that I probably ain't gonna be comfortable doing. And so it was the bills that motivated me. It's my selfishness, like my materialistic thoughts that motivated me.
You know, it did something for you. It made you want more.
It did.
You know?
Yeah. And man, when I sit down and I be talking to people about these, like I got a lot of stories to tell like people about corrections. Like, I got a lot of stories, but people like, man, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I didn't think I would have been able to done it either. You know, when I went to Nashville originally, our older brother, he had an interview for it. They came outside and asked me, did I want a job? And I thought about my life within 5 seconds, and I made an answer.
Wow.
I made a choice. Wow. Like, man, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to do this. They gave me the job, like, the same day. I didn't have a criminal history, so it was pretty much easy for me. And so, you know, I had to think about it. Do I want to go back to this if I don't, you know what I'm saying, if I don't move on from this situation where I see somebody hang themselves? So I think my past was most of what my motivation was.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Just thinking about what you went through is doing something to me versus just being in there like, yep, gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
Woo. So I remember in at one point in our conversation, you were saying that you had to sit at the table, earn your, let me say, stripes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Earn your stripes. You know what I'm saying? Earn your position at the table. Like, I know from this to that, they had to do something because you were born in Memphis. Were you born in Fraser, the Fraser area?
Yeah, Fraser. Yeah.
Okay, so we already know.
Yeah.
We already know what's up. You know, we have a certain lingo, a certain demeanor, all of that. So with knowing that you had to go from this to that, like, what did that do to you as a man? Like,
well, the question that I battled with was, man, am I changing on myself? Because I didn't want to come in front of my family and they be like, who is this? You know what I'm saying? I wanted everybody to still recognize me for who I am. So I'm not saying that I had to be two different people, but it was me mastering how to be professional. Like changing the way you talk, the way you walk. I still got the same walk to this day. But changing the way I talk, the way my demeanor, the way I carry myself, like that was important to me. And when it came down to like sitting in these important meetings, because I made it to a sergeant. That's about the only rank I had, but it was still cool.
it is. That's what's up.
Yeah, so you know, I was involved in like these important meetings to where I had say so, and I wanted to be heard. You see what I'm saying? I wanted them to know that yeah, I'm here. I'm who I am, and I'm here. You know, there was not a person in that room that didn't know who I was and where I was from.
Right.
So I think they appreciated the fact that I went through all of these steps to change what I could have been. You see what I'm saying? So when I did say something, they wanted to listen. And only because one fact stood out, I could relate to everybody on the facility. If you from Memphis or you from somewhere in Tennessee, I can relate to you. 9 times out of 10, somebody that's incarcerated, they from Memphis.
Right.
So,
So
if
bad.
I ran into somebody, they either know me, and truth be told, they knew my brothers. They knew somebody that I knew.
Right.
But I never put it on a personal level with them. It was just, they respect me because of that, you know. And so my past got me an easy road through corrections, I want to say.
That's what's up.
Yeah, respect
That's what's
was
up.
given, yeah.
I'm telling you, it don't take much, you know. And most people would see that as almost selling out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to have some maturity. You got to know when it's time to grow. So, you know, we're going to just call it leveling up. Like,
Yeah,
that's what we're
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
The new word, the new phrase is leveling up. Like, it don't
Definitely.
even matter. At this point, it's all about you and your family,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I like that, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, we gonna be right back after this sponsor, y'all, you know what I'm saying? After this commercial, y'all, after this break, you know what I'm saying? See y'all later on at the CAYA.
Hey guys, it's your girl Narissa. I'm the co-host of the CAYA podcast, best podcast around. Listen, I am here to let you guys know that we are looking for individuals who want to get their business out there. If you want to do some advertising, get some sponsorships kind of going on here, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at comeasyourpodcastofficial@gmail.com. Also, we can be reached at 901-501-8009. We are looking for people who's making noise in the city. We want to talk about what you're doing. Show Memphis what you got going on. So this is the place to be. You do not want to miss out. So once again, please reach out to us at comeasyourpodcastofficial@gmail.com and text us or call us at 901-501-8009. We'll see you at the CAYA.
Welcome back to the CAYA podcast, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this sponsor, man. That was basically Tuda just telling y'all, man, what all we got to offer over here at the CAYA podcast. You trying to get exclusive interviews, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? We, just hit us up at our mobile at 901-501-8009. We can also be reached at Gmail at KAYAPodcastOfficial@gmail.com. Facebook, the CAYA Podcast. Instagram at the CAYA Pod. You know what I'm saying? We're not just looking for popular people, popular figures, or whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? We want to interview you. If you work at a fast food restaurant, you flipping them burgers, we want to know what's your experience with flipping them burgers. You know what I'm saying? How your day was, how long you been doing it, and what you like about it and what you don't like about it. Whatever you got going on. You know, we want to talk to you over here at the CAYA Podcast.
Absolutely.
So, man, we want to talk about marriage, man. You know, you've been married going on
Year and a half.
And, you know, first of all, I want to talk to you about, you know, how has marriage been to you and what made you decide to want to go ahead and just make it as one?
Well, it's a lot of things that Erica did to me or for me that stuck out to me. You know, it could have been something that another woman did for me before that it was the same thing that Erica did, but still, you know, it was, I guess when it's that one, it's just that one. And she just stuck to me, and we dated for a while, And then I think when we had our firstborn, I think that was the icing on the cake. You know, I would have married her before if we didn't have kids. I would have still married her, but I mean, it was just about being fair to her too. You know, because I know the question was in her mind, like, is he gonna marry me or whatnot?
Take the top of the silver pole to the silver pole right there. On the top of it, the top. The silver pole, the long slant. Go back. Right there. Just bring it down. Push it down. There you go. Keep going. There you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, so
It's all good.
I think, yeah, man, it was just, you know, I know she was wondering it because we talked about it time before, and it was something we already had agreed on, and so I just wanted to be fair to her. You know, I love her, you know, and what else better could I have done to show her that I do love her besides support her? You know, you can support somebody and still not marry them, but I wasn't with it. You know, I believe in family, and so I felt like the best thing to do was create a family, and so we did just that.
Okay, so you already told me what is the best thing your kids have done for you, things like that. So your oldest son, Jace.
Yeah.
How old is he?
3. Yeah.
You have a younger son as well.
Yeah, Jonah, he 2.
2.
Yeah.
So, you know, of course, you know, your oldest son, you know, I'm going to let you elaborate on that.
Yeah, my oldest son, Jace, he was born, man, and he had a lot of difficulties when he was born. And so I ain't going to go deep into it and say what all, because it's a lot. But, you know, I'll just let you know how I felt about it and how I feel to this day. You know, when he was born, I didn't pray for like 100% healthiness. I just prayed that he was able to stay on earth and so he can get a chance to realize who his parents was, and so he can, you know, feel what love is. And so, I mean, the thing I struggle with today is whether or not I don't like attention. I'll just say that for one. And you know, Erica's totally different. You know, she wants the world to know the situation, which is fine. But I struggle with, like, I don't like for people to be over him, like hovering over him, like, oh, this and the third. I don't mean to be rude or anything like that, but I struggle with that only because what if your intentions aren't good? You see what I'm saying? What if you not right yourself mentally? I don't like everybody's prayer. You see what I'm saying? What if you try to go and you try to pray for my son or the case may be, and you ain't even good mentally?
Hey y'all, welcome back to the CAYA. Listen, the enemy tried to take us out, but it's okay. It's okay. We back at it. We got more to talk about, more in store for you. So, Justin, the last thing that we were talking about is you were saying that everybody doesn't have good intentions. So what did you mean, like, when you were saying people praying over your children and everyone doesn't have good intentions? What does that mean to you, like?
Well, I'm not gonna say I'm like a professional psychiatrist or anything like that, but I think I picked up the habit of reading people before they even said something. And growing up, like, the world was so judgmental. Even today, it's still judgmental. So I care about who around my kids. At the end of the day, I care about that because, I mean, you can look on the news and find articles about daycare is mistreating the kids or special needs kids being mishandled. And so I just hope that they never come where my special need kid has been mishandled. Because even at home, you know, I feel like I could give more attention. My wife feel like she can give more attention to him, but we give as much attention as we can, but we always feel like we can do more.
Right. And so, just what I'm hearing, because I'm not a psychologist either.
Yeah.
But just hearing what you just said, I know you said y'all feel like y'all can give more to Jace.
Yeah.
And I want to say, it was maybe briefly we spoke about it earlier, but I think I think you guys do a great job. Y'all do an amazing job. I told Erica on today. That I
Yeah.
just think she's a great mom.
Yeah.
Like she's
She
absolutely
is. She is.
amazing,
Yeah.
and she wears it so well. Like
Yeah.
I can only imagine the stress that she may endure. You know
I
what
mean,
I mean?
I'm gonna interrupt you just
Go
a little
ahead.
bit. You know, in the beginning, I think it was harder for her than it was for me.
Yeah.
Only because you never know what to expect. A lot of people think I'm having a baby and the baby's gonna come out 100% healthy.
Right.
Well, excuse me.
Bless you.
Well, that ain't always the case. You don't know what you're gonna get. And we both were expecting a healthy baby.
Right.
But it came down to us having to accept, what God was giving us. Because like I said earlier, I prayed for him just to be able to come home.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think Erica I think it took her a while to accept it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I accepted it right away, because a lot of, like today, I still struggle with some things.
Yeah.
But we ended up just being thankful at the end of the day. And it's a lot of things that he's doing now that was still up in the air for a minute.
Right.
And so he done came a long way, and shoot, he teaching us.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, so
I'm telling you. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. And this the last thing I'm gonna say, Shayna, and I'm gonna let you say something. I'm pretty sure that Jace has brought you guys closer.
Oh,
because you
yeah.
gotta be a team.
oh yeah.
And God knew what to give you both in order for you to be a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you got free will. So if you guys go this way, this is what's gonna happen. Y'all guys go this way, then this is what's gonna happen. So he gonna give you exactly what you need in order to keep it in order in line. So
Yeah.
I think you guys do an absolutely amazing job.
Appreciate
Jace
it.
with the face is the most beautiful child I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah.
I love him to life, and you guys keep going. You're doing a great job.
Appreciate it.
So y'all, he was just talking about his kids, and this is one of them right here. This is one of them right here.
That's Jonah.
It's
Yeah,
Jonah.
it's Jonah.
Jonah got in trouble on our commercial, y'all. When we was on our break, he got in trouble. Daddy didn't play with him. He got his little behind spanked, but
Look where he at. In Uncle Shane lap.
Uncle got him though.
Give him
Uncle
baby.
got him.
Right.
But man, how did they play a role? I mean, like, I ain't gonna say a role, but how did they play like a part in your relationship? Like all of the emotions, and you know what I'm saying, you trying to be strong for all of y'all, for you, for your wife, for your, you know what I'm saying. Like, how did they play a part in it?
Well,
A role. I keep on saying part. How did they play? Yeah, a part. Yeah.
I have always been the type to, if I was bothered about something, you wouldn't know it. I can't say that I have called one of my brothers and said, man, I'm bothered by this. I may talk to Jed and I may talk to you about something, but it's probably gonna be you asking me to go and spit it out. Like I'd rather pray, But man, it was times where it got so hard to where you even thought that, man, is God listening? You see what I'm saying? Because it was times when Jace was in the hospital, it wasn't, the doctors kept coming in with bad news every day. And I had to take this stuff back to my job, and then the job wasn't even, they would just want to know if I could come to work or not.
Exactly.
And so, man, I think it brought me and Erica closer because, shoot, we was there every day, and I'm not saying that we didn't appreciate the family and stuff coming up to the hospital when we was there, but we barely saw that. You see what I'm saying? We was there, but we wasn't. We weren't even in the same space. I was somewhere else mentally, and she was somewhere else mentally because we were dealing with it separately,
Right.
even though we was together. And so we mended our struggle with that together. We talked about it numerous of times, and I even asked, like, hey, does it mean that, like, what's his life expectancy? And so I don't know that, but we just know that we still his parents at the end of the day. And how is that fair for a special needs child to not have a parent? I understand situations happen to where mother, the child is born and dad may be deceased or whatever case may be. But if you're a dad, if you're living, you're breathing, you're working, and you know that your child, he don't even have to be special needs, but if you know that your child needs a dad and you ain't doing that, I don't know. I never understood that. Yeah.
So I can say that throughout all of that, like, you never lost focus, you never lost your drive and what you intentionally set out to be, which I'm not gonna say intentionally because when you first started at 18, as far as correctional officers, you said that you didn't just really care about saving nobody because you were young.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But you grew a passion of it, and later on down the line, you got married and you had kids, and a situation happened, and then you later on had another child. But you, like I said, you never lost your drive, and that allowed you to want to step it up a notch and want to get involved in law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, talk to us about what made you want to up it up a notch and do that.
Corrections helped me go ahead and make the decision to want to be law enforcement as far as on the streets. You know, it hasn't happened yet, but it's on its way now. It's on its way now, but to me, it feel like it's been a long journey. You know, me being from Memphis, I applied to MFD. I did. But I was never sold on the fact like, yeah, I want to do it. You know, I stopped. I didn't even continue the process. I didn't get too far in the process. I applied for Shelby County Sheriff's Department, but I didn't finish that process out either. Only because I didn't want to come to Memphis and do it. You know, I felt like it would have been a conflict of interest because I know a lot of people. But when I moved to Nashville, I tried that out. It didn't work out. Moved to Jackson, you know, and I felt like it would have worked out, man. It broke my heart, but it didn't, man. And you feel like you knowing so many people that it could work out for you, you know, because I know a lot of people in the law enforcement field. And, you know, this time with the process I'm going through now, I didn't put that I knew anybody, and it worked out for me just fine. And so now I feel like just because you know somebody does not mean that. Because before I felt like that, you know, I made a lot of friends by doing corrections, a lot of it. And they spoke on my behalf, you know, and it made me think that, man, how good is your word? You see what I'm saying? But I just looked at it as if it was just God working. And so I looked at it that way, and it worked out for me. So I got a lot of things. I got a lot of plans that I plan on doing, but I ain't gonna shed too much light on it yet. But whenever,
Lord, thank you.
Yeah, that's all I can do. Yeah.
It's one of your ideas that, you know, that we talked about, but you know, as far as like the giving back situation, and things like that, I feel like that's a real big thing to you. You know what I'm saying? Especially being law enforcement. But we kind of short on time here, but this whole interview has been, you know, great. You know what I'm saying? We want to thank you for coming through again. We're gonna pick up on that giving back on part 2 when you come back.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Once again, man, the CAYA, I want to thank you for coming through, and
Definitely.
the doors are
Appreciate you for
always
having
open.
me.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, we'll see y'all later, man. Thank y'all
See
for
y'all at
watching
the
the
CAYA.
CAYA. You know what I'm saying? We out.